Welcome back guys to episode 122 in my weekly countdown series. Now, do you guys remember the day that vehicles did not cost millions of dollars in GT Online to buy one vehicle? Today I'm going to be covering 10 vehicles that are must own that are very affordable. So that includes vehicles that perform well on a budget in racing situations and ones that just simply look awesome. As always, if you guys want to support this series, please take a few seconds to leave it a like and also subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episode, and let's get right into this. So up first at the number 10 spot is the Brioso RA. You can pick this up for $155,000 from Southern San Andreas Super Autos. Now this is actually the best performing compact car in the game around a racetrack according to Brophy. Now you might be thinking, well, I never really play compact races, but there are actually a couple of stunt racetracks where you use compact vehicle classes, so it is good having one of these in your garage just in case you do come across one of those stunt races. Now, with it being a compact car, it isn't the most fun vehicles to drive. It does spin out quite easy around the corners unless you're careful, but it is very nippy. It's very quick around corners, it makes some very tight turns, and it has a top speed of 103 miles per hour. At the number 9 spot is the JESTER. This one costs a very reasonable $65,000 from Southern San Andreas Super Autos. Now this is a 4-door vehicle and it has quite a few different variants available in the game that you can get, but this is the regular JESTER and it's still really great value for your money. It's a pretty fast car. According to Brophy's testing, the JESTER is the fastest sedan car around a racing track with the best lap time. I can't really remember the last time I did a sedan race, to be honest, but if you ever do, this is the car to use, and I think it's a pretty good looking car as well. I will have a link to Brophy's channel in the description of this video because I do actually reference him quite a few times with some of his great testing that he does on these vehicles. But moving on to the number 8 spot is the JESTER race car. This one costs $350,000 from Southern San Andreas Super Autos. The JESTER is a 2-door vehicle and this is the race car variant of the standard JESTER. Now this currently is not the best racing option in the sports category. I will cover that later on in this video, but looks wise, I think the JESTER is a very good looking car. The race car variant is also a step up from the standard JESTER vehicle in most areas, so it has slightly better acceleration, it's tighter cornering, and a slightly higher top speed. I believe the top speed is just improved by 1 miles per hour, so the standard JESTER is 118 top speed, and the JESTER race car has a top speed of 119 miles per hour, so just an ever so slight improvement on top speed there. But yeah, if you do like the racing liveries on vehicles, the JESTER race car is a very affordable vehicle to have one of these. At the number 7 spot is the Dominator, which costs $35,000. Don't you guys miss when vehicles were this cheap in GT Online? This one's available in Southern San Andreas Super Autos. It's a 2-seater and actually a great looking car. Obviously this one is based on the Mustang in real life, and I just had to get it in the yellow colour because that was the colour I had it when I rented this vehicle, and it's extremely fun to drive. I'm a big fan of the paint jobs you can get for the regular Dominator, and it's actually a pretty decently competitive in racing situations also. The Dominator has a top speed of 120 miles per hour, and it's currently ranked 4th fastest in racing situations around a test track, with number 1 being the Yosemite that was recently added. If you are a returning player to GT Online and you played GT Online on Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3, you can actually get a variant of the Dominator absolutely free. So this is the Pisswasser Dominator. The Pisswasser Dominator does perform slightly better than the regular Dominator with a top speed of 124 miles per hour, and it actually ranks 2nd fastest muscle car around a track. It's only marginally beaten by the new Yosemite. So if you are a returning player to GT Online, make sure you grab the free variant from Southern San Andreas Super Autos. And if not, $35k for the original Dominator isn't a big deal. At the number 6 spot is the ODEATH, and this one's absolutely free if you are a returning player. Now this one is a 2-door vehicle and it's available on Warstock Cash and Carry. It's a decently fast muscle car, it's got a top speed of 114 miles per hour, but it is most useful for its resilience. When it's fully upgraded, you can survive a sticky bomb in this thing, so it does beat the Armoured Karuba in terms of explosive defense. But you are going to be a little bit vulnerable to gunfire in this thing. But still, for a free vehicle, you can't really complain about this one. At the number 5 spot is the ZENTORNO, available for $725,000 from Legendary Motorsport. Now I know what you're thinking, Silent Court, this is supposed to be a cheap vehicle countdown. Well, this vehicle is actually the most expensive in my whole countdown. Most of the other vehicles are under 100k, but I wanted to include the best supercar you can get in GTA in terms of value for money. The ZENTORNO has a top speed of 122 miles per hour, which is very fast, and according to Profi's testing, it is the 6th fastest supercar around a racetrack, and that's when you exclude all of the rocket-powered super vehicles. Now, although this vehicle is ranked 6th in its performance around a track, the number 1 fastest vehicle in the super class actually only marginally beats it by just over a second. So as you can see, you can still play supercar races competitively with this vehicle. You're not at much of a really disadvantage by not paying millions of dollars for the Wagner. And to be honest, it's great to see a vehicle like the ZENTORNO that's been in the game forever still being competitive. I think this was actually the first supercar I ever purchased in GT Online. So if you want to own a supercar for racing but don't have millions of dollars to spend, the ZENTORNO is still a great option for those on a budget. At the number 4 spot is the ELEGY RH8 that everybody can get for free from Legendary Motorsport. The only requirement to get this vehicle free is just to simply join Rockstar's social club, which anybody can do for free. If you've not already done this, you might as well sign up an account with Rockstar's social club and get yourself this free vehicle. The ELEGY is a fantastic car for a few reasons. It's got some great customization options, and it's just generally a good looking car. If you're looking to do some races in the sports category, this is also a very well performing vehicle in the sports class, and it's pretty easy to handle around the corners. When you're racing this vehicle, it has some great traction, and according to Profi, it's the 3rd best sports car in the game for racing around a track, which is pretty impressive for a free vehicle. The lap time on this thing was only beaten by 2 sports vehicles, the Comet SR and the Pariah, both of which are over $1 million each. So yeah, you can't really go wrong with this one. At the number 3 spot is the Turismo Classic. This one is a bit more on the pricey end. It's $705,000 from Legendary Motorsport. Now the reason I'm including it is I do believe you get your money's worth with this vehicle. It was added as part of the Cunning Stunts update and is the king of the Sports Classics class. That means this is the only Sports Classics vehicle you really need to own for racing situations. You know, this is the best vehicle around a track. It's got a top speed of 120 miles per hour, it's got great acceleration on it, a good top speed, and of course looks absolutely gorgeous. Moving on to the number 2 spot, I decided to throw in a motorcycle here. This is the Batti 801, available for only $15,000 from Super San Andreas Super Autos. The Batti also gets a nice speed boost from wheeling, and you can hit 135 miles per hour, which is insane for a top speed for a motorbike. It is the fastest motorbike in the game, excluding the Oppressor since it has a rocket on the back. Even for competitive racing situations, the Batti is only beaten by 2 other motorcycles in the game currently, so that's the Shotaro and the Hakuchu Drag that only ever so slightly beat it around a track. But yeah, similar to the ZENTORNO, I'm really happy to see that this bike that's been in the game since the beginning is still ranking so well competitively and is actually beating a lot of the new bikes in terms of top speed. And that leaves me with the number 1 vehicle in this week's countdown, and that has to go to the Karin Sultan. This is available for a measly $12,000 from Benny's original Motorworks. The reason I'm giving it the number 1 spot is it is one of the best value vehicles that you can own in the game. It's a 4-door vehicle, it's got some amazing customization, and to be honest, it's not the best for racing situations in the sports class, but it's probably not the reason you would want to buy this car in the first place. It's generally a good all-around vehicle, so it's got a good top speed, it's got good acceleration, good traction, it handles well, and it's just generally a fun car to drive around. I quite often just like getting in this and driving around the city. And all for a measly $12,000 for the base car. You can't really go wrong with the Sultan. So that was my top 10 must-own cheap vehicles in GT Online. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of these vehicles. Let me know if I missed any out or if there's any other cheap vehicles people should consider. Leave them down in the comments and help each other out. If you guys are new around here, please take a few seconds to subscribe, turn notifications on so you don't miss out the next episode in my weekly series. As always, your likes are very much appreciated on my videos, and I'll have the last few episodes on screen in case you missed them. Have a great day, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Flipping cars, I did the scene. Flipping heist here with the team. You know me, got the antidote. I spit it sick up in Los Santos. Dodging missiles, dodging bullets. Coming at me now, tell me to pull it. I'm a GTA.